Gilas Pilipinas is still in the hunt for FIBA Asia Tournament glory, and what a roller coaster ride it has been. And here to help us break down their nail-biting hits and misses is the CEO of Alpha Sports Events and Management Global, Jericho Ilagan. Boss Jericho, good evening.
Hi, Anton. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm good. Although I had a hard time sleeping last night after that Brownlee shot, and of course, Gilas Pilipinas absolutely cooking Saudi Arabia, the hosts, in overtime. But I want to ask first how you're doing. It's been a while. Last time, binisita kita sa Athletes Unrivaled. How have things been so far?
It's been great. We're doing great with the program as well.
All right, so Boss Jericho, let's talk about Gilas Pilipinas. Obviously, they didn't get off to the best start in this FIBA Asia Tournament, dropping the first two games. A lot of criticism, a lot of hate being thrown around online. But last night, would you say na nagpakita na sa wakas yung tunay na Gilas Pilipinas?
I think we have to consider our last two victories against Iraq and Saudi Arabia. And I can say the best is yet to come for our Gilas Pilipinas squad. No? We're just warming up. It's a tournament that we've really prepared for, regardless of all the challenges that Gilas Pilipinas has faced. But we're turning into form in the proper time.
All right, one of the things I noticed, Jericho, was that there seemed to be an over-reliance on Justin Brownlee and Dwight Ramos, because coming into last night's game, those two players were the only ones averaging in double digits, and they accounted for 50.2% of Gilas' points. But last night, AJ Edu, Kevin Quiambao finally showed up, dropping 17 points each. What can you say about the contributions of our young players?
I think we're in the right time. AJ Edu, Kevin Quiambao, even the other contributions of Dwight Ramos and Carl Tamayo, the timely baskets that they've had. It really shows that the experience comes into play for these young players. We have to remember this would be the second FIBA Asia Cup for most of these players compared to the other players from the other nations. So we're at the right time.
All right, now I want to ask about Kevin Quiambao, Jericho, considering that he's been very busy. Pumunta pa yan sa States, tried out to chase his NBA dream, and now he's also been playing kung saan-saan. Nakikita natin kung saan-saan barangay siya naglalaro. He's an absolute hooper, baller, whatever. There's a hoop and a ball, maglalaro yan. What can you say about his development? I mean, Kevin Quiambao, KQ, he's come a long way.
Right. I think the experience that KQ has over the past years, it really goes to show in this campaign in the FIBA Asia Cup. Kahit anong role ang ibigay ni Coach Tim with Kevin, he really steps up to the plate. I'm really excited going into the Australia game, how our young players, Kevin, Dwight, Carl, AJ, would be ready for that game. I mean, Anton, Australia hasn't lost in the FIBA Asia Cup. You know, going into that game, we're peaking at the right time. It's a Mount Everest for us to climb to win against Australia. But the determination, the hustle, the hard work, and the lot of pure hard work that they've showed in the past game, I hope they bring that into the game against Australia.
All right, Jericho, as I know you have so much experience with regards to basketball in the Asian region, the Southeast Asian region, before I ask you more about Australia, I want to talk about Justin Brownlee. Alam mo, parang hindi na ako nagugulat sa mga ginagawa nitong si Magic Brownlee. It seems like that moment was tailor-made for him. Were you even surprised? Coach Tim Cohn had a statement out saying na that's the matchup they wanted. They switched up to the small guy, and JB just pretty much shot over him.
Right. Well, unless you've been living under a rock and you're not aware of what Justin Brownlee can do in the basketball court, in times of pressure, with heavy stress, this is what Justin does. we've seen this when he played for ALA Pilipinas back in the ABL, when they won a championship. We've seen this numerous times playing for Barangay Ginebra. We've seen the same Justin Brownlee when he was playing for Pelita Jaya in Indonesia. So this is the Justin Brownlee we all know. And again, going into the Australia game, we just hope that we can give our best and hope that again it's a tough task to play against Australia. But one thing I know is Australia doesn't have a Justin Brownlee. Wala silang JD.
Ayun. Okay, one last thing before we break down the upcoming Australia matchup. You've been to so many arenas, Jericho, around the world. What about the Filipino crowd? I mean, kalaban natin yung host, Saudi Arabia, but at times, hindi mo masabi kung kaninong home court ba talaga to? Is it Gilas' home court or is it Saudi's home court?
I think, Anton, when it comes to international competition, a lot of host nations know that when Gilas Pilipinas plays, that's a home game for us. Fortunately, marami tayong kababayan in Saudi Arabia, and I'm sure that the team feels the same as well. Everywhere Gilas Pilipinas goes, yung mga kababayan natin that supports Gilas Pilipinas, it's very much appreciated. Tuwang-tuwa ang lahat ng players, the coaching staff, everybody within the Gilas Pilipinas program. They really appreciate everybody who comes down, watches the games. Yung suporta, it's always a home game for Gilas Pilipinas. I'm pretty sure the Barangay Ginebra, crowd was also a factor. Coach Tim being there, Justin Brownlee being there, yung suporta ng crowd, they really feed off that.
It was really NSD, never say die vibes last night. And then in overtime, of course, Kevin Quiambao took over with those threes back-to-back that really created the separation that Gilas needed to win that game and advance to the quarterfinals against Australia. Now, Jericho, what is the scouting report on this Australia team? Because yung Saudi Arabia, alam natin, number 5 and number 12. I'm sorry, I can't really say their names. But number 5 and number 12, we did not really stop them. Well, in the end, maganda yung challenge ni Scottie Thompson kay number 12 sa ilalim. Now, sa Australia naman, who are some of the players na kailangan natin bantayan? Sabi mo, there's no Justin Brownlee, but I'm sure there are some other players there that Gilas should lock down on.
Well, they have a couple of good guys. They have a player that plays for a team called the Houston Rockets. Hindi ako masyadong familiar doon. His name's Jack McVeigh. They have Davo Cooks also that plays for them. He's been a veteran with the Australian NBL. They also have Greens, a player, medyo college player pa lang with Louisville in the United States. Pero we can also see that he's a very composed player. I mean, again, it's a tough task for our Gilas Pilipinas. But if Justin Brownlee plays like Justin Brownlee, if we make our shots, I mean, Anton, I think the highlight of if Gilas wins or loses really depends on our outside shooting. We haven't shot well from the 3-point line. We're shooting close to 32%. In all of our games, in the first round and in the second round, we shot more than the other team. The only time that we shot less than the other team was with Saudi Arabia, and every single time we haven't had a good 3-point shooting night. Now, going into the Australia game, Australia shoots close to 43% from the three. That's a really, challenging statistic for Gilas Pilipinas. But I think Gilas is very well prepared. The defensive principles that Coach Tim and the rest of his coaching staff that they've instilled within this program, I think it might work. We're hoping for some magic against Australia, and there's walang masama to hope. Bakit hindi tayo? Bakit not this game? Why not this group?
Jericho, it's good that you mentioned the 3-point shooting because I wanted to ask you about this. In the past iterations of Gilas Pilipinas and perhaps the most successful one, syempre, when we broke the curse of Korea, the Jimmy Alapag shot turned around Asia, we had pure shooters on that team. like Jeff Chan, Larry Fonacher. Pero with this version of Gilas, we don't have that pure shooter per se, yung coming off a screen, catch and shoot, old school Reggie Miller type of player. Do you think that we still need that kind of player, or has the game evolved that hindi na kailangan ng ganong klaseng player because every player nowadays can be a Swiss knife? And that's not to say that Gilas can't shoot, because Gilas proved, especially last night, that we can shoot.
Right. I think it's two things, Anton. We have Calvin Oftana, who has been the most reliable player for when it comes to the three-point shot, no? But again, we don't have a Jeff Chan, we don't have a Larry Fonacher, but what we have is a group of guys who can all shoot the three. We do have a utility shooter in Calvin Oftana. However, he was unavailable for the last game, and I think it's really, our shots just aren't falling in. The shots are there for us. The offensive system that Coach Tim has been running provides those shots for us. However, we haven't been able to make those. So if we make those and the other team's giving it to us, you know, it's a win-win situation. It just hasn't fallen in for us so far. We've been very, I would say, safe when it comes to the three-pointer in the last game with with Saudi Arabia. And I think going into the Australia game, they're more picky. They'll be more picky with their three-point shots because it's there. It's available to us. We just have to make those.
Well, let's hope that come Wednesday, it will be the best shooting night for Gilas Pilipinas, because as you said, Jericho, it's going to be a Mount Everest to climb kung tatalunin natin itong Australia. The CEO of ASEAN Global with us tonight, Jericho Ilagan. Boss Jericho, thank you so much for the time.
Thanks, Anton. Anytime, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.